Folks, did this seller get hustled? I'll talk about that and then get into the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending February the 7th, 2024. Thank you to the many of you that have subscribed to this channel. And for those of you that come back every week and you enjoy the content, but you've not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. So let me tell you what happened not too long ago. A homeowner calls me saying, Santo, I'm thinking of selling. Can you come and talk to me about the process and the price for my home? Sure, I do all my homework, do all my research. I show up for the appointment and we have a pleasant conversation. We're talking about the whole process. I'm not going to get into everything that goes into what I would call a listing presentation. However, there was one home that was very relevant to picking a price for this person's home that called me, and that this home was on the same street, currently for sale. It had been on the market for a while now without a sale, and it was a superior home to the home I'm viewing. Superior in the sense that it had a larger yard, it had slightly larger square footage, and the condition of the home with its updates and so forth, it was a superior home. And when I pointed these things out to the homeowner I'm speaking with, he agreed. It wasn't a struggle to say, you know, this home actually, it's not sold yet, but when it does, it should sell for more than what your home would sell for. He agreed. There was no struggle with that thought process. And I gave him a price based on maybe potentially what this other home would sell for, but remember, it had not yet sold. So we come up with a price, and he says he needs a little bit of time to talk it over, discuss things with his wife, and they would get back to me, which is normal. So a few days go by, there's a few follow-up phone calls, and about a week later, I noticed the home is on the market for sale. That's the business. You win some, you lose some, no problem. But here's where the story really gets interesting. I'm looking at the price that it's listed at, and it's priced higher than the home that's for sale on his street. And him and I agreed, like he agreed with me that his home was inferior to that home, yet he's priced higher of a home that's superior that hasn't sold yet. So that logically didn't make any sense to me. And when I look further, the listing agent is the same one who has the other home for sale. I thought that's really strange. Priced higher and the same agent. Surely that agent must know the difference. I mean, when you look at one home is definitely superior to the other. Well, this other home that's superior, it sells shortly after the second home comes on the market. It sells, and it had been sitting there on the market for a while, and it sells for fairly reasonable price compared to what it was listed at. I thought, oh, good for them. It's been sitting there for a long time. He got their price. And within a few days after that, the home I went to go visit had a major price reduction, more in line with the price me and that homeowner had discussed. This is, if somebody had to ask me, like I wasn't there, I can't tell you for sure what happened. But if somebody say, Santo, what's your opinion on what went down here? Well, my opinion is this. But remember, I can't say for sure. But it seems that that agent used that other home to help sell his current listing that wasn't selling, knowing that if I give them a higher price, I'll get the listing, and then later I'll beat him down for a price reduction. I mean, lots of agents will use that kind of strategy. They'll say a high price, and a lot of sellers seem somehow to forget logic and go with the higher price, because after all, if the realtor says I can get that price, it must be true. Well, that's what I think happened. I think that seller got hustled but I can't say for sure, but it really looks that way. Sellers, if anything, keep this in mind, what I'm about to say. When you go onto the market, the whole package of how your home is presented, the marketing and the price, that whole package, when you're on the market, one of two things is happening. You are either pushing buyers to buy another house. In other words, you're helping other sellers sell their home, or those other sellers are helping you sell your home. So you're either pushing buyers away to other properties, or you're attracting them with the whole package of going on the market. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value in what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really easy. Up here, there's a link to my calendar. In the description below, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, at the end of this video, stay tuned for this executive townhouse in Woodbridge. Now, let's get into the numbers. Here we go. We're talking average sold prices for detached properties only. Here I have a bunch of cities listed. I've got the Durham region, which is Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby, Brampton, and Mississauga. So I got Peel and Durham here. Toronto, average sold prices in the middle at 1,684. And then the three above is really what we're talking about in this show. Vaughan, Markham, Richmond Hill, their average sold prices are the highest in the GTA area. So we're going to get started here. These are the cities we're looking at here. Vaughan, Markham, Richmond Hill. Let's start off with Vaughan. Again, these are detached properties only that we're looking at. Sales, 34 detached properties were sold in Vaughan for week ending February the 7th. 7 of those were at $2 million or more, and sales are increasing, which is what we would expect. It is a seasonal thing as we get into, I was going to say warmer months, but I think the temperature is about to change colder now. But as we head towards spring, we expect sales to be increasing. Sometimes, not every single week, but trending upwards. So 34 were sold. Average sold price did climb up a bit to $1,730,000. And average sold price, if we're trying to spot a trend, you know, it's kind of going up and down. It's tough to say. Right now, 1,730 kind of seems kind of flat if we take the highs and lows out of there over these first few weeks of the new year. 1,730 is 11% higher than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 9% higher. Median price is $1,675,000. And the dotted line, well, that's a 4-week moving average. And if we look at both average and median, it kind of looks like prices slightly are trending up. They're kind of flat, slightly trending up. So 34 were sold, little over a third, 35% of those sold at list price or more. The listings are up. It's been, you know, we're expecting more listings. We'd like to see more listings. Buyers, I know for sure, would love to see a variety of properties to choose from. Sellers, maybe not so much. Competition really doesn't help your price usually. But listings are up. 66 detached properties were sold. And if we kind of look at the beginning of the year, listings are trending upwards. Oh, I just want to go back. Active listings has been trending down for a while now. Active listings are the amount of properties available for sale. But this is the first week in a while where active listings has increased. There's more properties on the market available for sale than before. It's the first time it's jumped up in a little while. Months of inventory sitting at 1.2, the same that it was last week or the previous week. And that's really low. It's very much in a seller's market category. Let's look at Richmond Hill. 18 detached properties were sold. Look, sales are trending up. 18's not a lot of sales though. So 18 were sold, 7 of those. That's a high percentage of all the sales. 7 of those were at $2 million or more. And of course, when that high of a percentage of sold properties are at $2 million or more, shoots average sold price way up. It's now at $1,942,000. 1,942 is where we were this time a year ago, 0% change. The median price is 2% higher than where we were this time a year ago. 18 were sold, half of those sold at list price or more. Listings are trending up, 45 detached properties were listed. And again, active listings for weeks has been trending down, but this week it went up a bit. So there's a few more properties available for sale in the Richmond Hill area. Months of inventory, we're going to ignore this one that shot way up because sales were so low that week. Months of inventory seems to be trending down, now sitting at 2.3. And here's Markham. Sure, 25 is higher than 24. So yeah, sales are trending up, but only just barely. 9 of those 25 that were sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price down just a tad from where we were the previous week. Now it's sitting at $1,814,000. 1,814 is 10% higher year over year. The median price is 12% higher. Median price is $1,758,000. 25 were sold, 72%. That's 18 of those 25 sold at list price or more. That's a high number. In general, Markham, when we talk about Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, Markham usually has the more competitive market, usually a higher percentage of properties, detached properties we're talking about, a higher percentage of detached properties sell at list price or more in Markham versus Vaughan and Richmond Hill. Active listings, listings did increase, but again, only slightly. I mean, we did 31, the previous week 38. So yeah, they're trending up, but you know, it's not so predominant. But active listings is a little bit higher than where we were prior to that. And months of inventory sitting at 1.3. Also, that's very low, very much in a seller's category, seller's market category. So here's a quick summary. I put the condo months of inventory of 3.1 up here for reference. The condo world, totally different than the detached world right now when it comes to real estate. Condos, more of a balanced type of market, but Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Markham, the detached market, pretty much a seller's market. Now, it's not as aggressive. Whenever I say seller's market, I know right away people go back to peak 2022 where it was absolutely insane. That's not what I'm talking about here. But prices generally are trending up. There is a scarcity of listings. Buyers tend to be competing more now than they were over the last 6 to 8 months. It's a seller's market right now, and especially when you're this slow with months of inventory, that's where you are. Buyer's market is up here, more than 5 months of inventory. We're nowhere near a buyer's market right now. That's the real estate market for Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham for detached properties. Who you hire matters. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Now check out this awesome townhouse right now. You're about to see the inside of 5 Isaac Devons Avenue. This upscale townhouse is about 2,000 square feet with lots of recent updates. Roof, all the appliances, all the bathrooms have been redone, the deck has been expanded, new interlock. See for yourself.